Good to see. Okay. There we go. Just the two on here. All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome. It's Tuesday. That means it's still time for Cube, basically. I mean, we never moved it to Friday. So, Amazon, thank you very much for the sub. I appreciate it. But yeah, today we're going to be taking a look at, I think this is V3. I want to say this is version 3 of the Proliferate Cube. Like, I think we've done 2 of them in the past. Or I might have done one and missed one, something like that. But this has been around a couple times on Magic Online. The Proliferate Cube aims to be kind of a lower. I remember being more of a mid-range-ish in how it plays out because there's a lot of this incremental advantage you get from the namesake Proliferate. So we'll see how that plays out. The card list for this one had something like 150 changes, something close to that. I felt like it was like 20 in every color, plus multicolor and artifact, and land, which yeah, that would be about 150. But yeah, so a lot of shifts from the last time we saw this. Obviously, you'll probably see some cards that are like a little new that probably don't belong, as all cubes tend to be. Heavy Pride from Australia. Indeed. Soon. But yeah, I think that's mostly it. Let's jump on in and see what we got going on. This week we'll be playing this, and then later in the week I plan on. There's an event on Magic Arena that has a Streets of New Capenna draft with alchemy cards, which I do remember saying that if there was a point they added alchemy into a draft format, I did want to see what that played like. So I'll go check that out. Proliferate Phantom Cube Draft League. Yes, I'd like to add Proliferate Phantom Draft League. 400. I think it's lower. So yeah, that might be what's going on Friday this week. We'll have to see. Um, yeah, Today it's all about counters and ways to add counters to cards.
Math Hell Cube, huh?
Yeah. Oh, I the way I've always seen it, and I don't know if that's necessarily true, is that it's just very much like incremental advantage cube, because a lot of things are like you have a lot of these synergistic bits that add together.
Mhm.
But
It's purely about how much instant speed stuff it has, I think, that would really make it math hell or not.
yeah, how many modular cards do you have in on top of that?
Mhm.
Are there any silverboard cards that counter? The target still says the word counter. I think you're starting to look for ambiguity at that point. Counter target spell, which can put a counter on a card or counters a card, or when a counter would be placed on a card. You can, yeah. I love ambiguity. I don't remember the full text of it though. I'll follow.
It's whenever a player plays a spell that counters a spell that has been played, or a player plays a spell that comes into a play with a counter, that player may counter the next spell played or put an additional counter on permanent that has already been played but not countered.
Thank you. Good. Excellent.
Mhm.
Yeah, if you're looking for like counter target counter spells, I think that's called guttural response. uh, Red green hybrid counter target blue instant.
I'm not a known tongue twister defeater. I stumble over my words pretty frequently. So meanwhile, I do have Asmarana Martica Destined Kill the card like perfectly memorized. So
It's a matter of which words you're being asked, I suppose.
and yeah, and to be fair, in the case of Asmarana Martica Destined Kill the card, that's actually a very carefully assembled word to be easy to pronounce despite its length.
Hmm.
It's got a bunch of very distinct individual
Breaks.
sounds to it that have breaks, and it actually ends up being like really, it's like three different names that happen to be pushed together, which means it's a lot like a German compound word, you know?
Okay. The blue card, yes. The blue card in Carnivorous Spirit, not save a kill spell to deal with this guy, but spell counter rather.
Hmm.
Yeah, it does not look like there's as many folks around for this format. I don't know if that's more of a. I believe this is the third time this has shown up on MTGO, so it's a bit more of a known factor.
Right.
Though,
Your Q will pop eventually, though, I'm
yeah,
sure.
but yeah, as mentioned though, this is like 150 cards off of like what it was the last time.
Oh, it's actually been focused down.
Well, changed because you can't focus down a cube on MTGO. Uh, to my knowledge, MTGO still won't accept a cube under 540.
I see.
Like that's a. I don't know. I don't know if that's changed, but I do remember when Ryan had to take his Grixis cube and put it on the MTGO. He had to add a bunch of cards, which was interesting in some sides because it was like, okay, this lets me actually add in, you know, the uh,
The cards that were initially cut from it when
361,
creating it in the
362.
first. Yeah.
But it also was like, yeah, I tried to add like a black red sub theme of like sacrifice, and it was just like terrible, just the worst. Teen Wolf thing, orange to the sub. So you saw both halves of that where it's like, here's a bunch of cards that are traps, don't ever pick them because they weren't a part of the cube. And then here's some cards that were like on the fence and maybe they work better than you thought because of different interactions, which it's nice to get to see at least that side of it.
Gotcha.
Um I think that's why what was that? There was a cube we had recently that had like triplicates of the dual lands and the fetch lands in it.
The Synergy Cube?
Yeah, I think it was the synergy cube. And like,
That sounds like a Synergy Cube thing to have so many of the same thing in them, right?
yeah,
Like,
I think that was also a way to like cut down on the number of like additional cards needed to be added because you can just say here's
here's
20,
some lands to just
20,
make it work
20
better.
right, 20 shocks, 20 duels, 20 fetches. That's 60 of the 160 I need to add, or 180 I need to add, or whatever it is. So
Yeah.
that makes it a lot less of an issue. Um, yeah. As of what's going on MTGO after this cube ends, they're shifting over to Vintage Cube for basically all of June.
Is it
Um,
vintage or vintage powered?
like not the Supreme Cube, just Vintage.
Okay.
The reason for this is kind of funny. They're just not putting Baldur's Gate on MTGO.
Just at all.
They put the last Commander draft set they put on MTGO. They actually went out of their way to change the way that the drafting works to make double picking and 20 card packs work. But they announced there was like a bottom of an announcement somewhere that just said, "Yeah, by the way, we're just not doing this anymore." Like for the Commander set. Um, the stated reason was the swap over to was it Dawn Daybreak, the studio that's taking over control of MTGO, which
Ah.
if you're familiar with that studio. Will the cards be in chests? Select cards will be in chests. So, maybe. Uh, there are a couple cards in there that I've seen that, like, not having them is a major miss for Legacy. A pair of white 2-drops actually both come to mind. One of them is they both are like 2-mana 2/2s with flash. One of them's like if your opponent plays a land that wasn't played from hand, tutor a planes into play tapped, which is just did your opponent fetch? Like it's supposed to be did your opponent ramp, but it's actually did your opponent fetch. And then the other one is white 1 for a 2/2 that says anytime your opponent searches their library, draw a card, gain a life. Which again,
is also fetches. Mainly.
Right, it's fetches, but it's also more than most
any other given tutor. But fetches is just the most common. Dig through your library, grab something in specific.
Right. So
that most people do in any given game anyway.
Yeah, both of these are designed as EDH commander cards.
Yeah,
which makes sense. A lot of ramp happens in those games.
And they have spent the last few years specifically focusing on boosting White's power in Commander. So
yeah, Prisoner, thank you very much, and some as well. But yeah, and so yeah, like there's a number of cards that they actually would. Like outside of that, there's more than just those two. But those come to mind. But there's some cards that like, this is a set that goes straight into Legacy, and every once in a while you get those cards that just sort of hit the format. And so they'll have to find a way to put those on the client, which, yeah, as Gnome says, like Legacy doesn't exist outside of MTGO really. Neither does Vintage. Like outside of like maybe the yearly championships, that's really all you get. So,
there's like a little tiny bit of Vintage that's actually, when you get down to it, just some people with a whole bunch of cards playing kitchen table,
right?
Mainly.
Well, because
who are they actually playing up against? Who actually also has a Vintage deck, right? Like,
right. You see those, like I think it's literally like Gen Con has a Vintage championships, and then like, but every other streamed Vintage event is MTGO because the cost of Vintage on MTGO is actually quite low comparatively.
Yeah, it's comparatively tiny.
Okay. Well, I don't hate seeing something like Winding Constrictor. God, there's so many cards in here that are like.
You don't typically see these.
Yeah, but they all can all be really good stuff. I
like Reality Chip. Actually, looking at it, it doesn't have anything to do with it, but
yeah.
I mean, first picking Future Sight sounds pretty nice.
What is so? And just play with the growth counter. End step, double the growth counters, then
create an XX that is the number of growth counters on it functionally because it doesn't have many counters.
So this is a 2/2 on turn 1 and a 4/4 on turn 2,
and then just gets outrageous from there.
Ooh, that sounds really fun.
And that's not a bad option purely because I have a feeling that this is going to be very board stally.
Right. That's why I'm looking at that. The other idea would be like E explosives is obviously strong. Anafenza works really good as beatdown. Patchwork Automaton as pick 1 is actually really good because that's whenever you cast an artifact spell. But I'm really interested in I have to assume there's going to be ways to ramp to get this out early. Right, all the painted ones are going to be. Karn?
Karn is just good by itself. You don't need to work to make Karn good. Karn just functions.
Yeah, Pelt Collector is more of a...
If you wanted to go aggressive, but you did just take a very dirtly ass card.
I did, which makes me almost want that Karn as secondary dirtle. Yeah. There's nothing else in here stands out as super huge. Obviously, Bone Shards gets the job. Song is good if we have a board. I remember this one being I played this in Limited a ton, and it was stupid as hell.
The attack you get off of Song of Freyalise is completely free and backbreaking.
Yeah. Is that better than just picking up Karn here, though, is going to be the main question.
I
Um,
I think the thing is that it's kind of like you can choose either, and that kind of determines how your deck is going to go from then on.
all right, then let's go with Song and try to go wide.
Yeah. All right.
Um, ooh. Okay.
So functionally gives your newest creature on the board a big power boost and haste every turn.
All right. Incubation Druid gets us moving. Hellrider helps with going wide.
Hellrider
Um,
absolutely helps going wide. That is one of the most wide guys.
mm-hmm.
Love me a Hellrider. I argued so hard for Hellrider as tops.
I mean, it's a real damn good devil. I can understand. So again, this is combat on your turn. 2 counters. Okay, I'm gonna try our druid and then see what comes back around here.
Sure.
It might be oh, okay.
Primal Adversary is as kicker, multi-kicker specifically.
Target lands you control become 3/3 wolves. I've never read this adversary. That's kind of the
That's a weird card. Wow. All right.
yeah.
On the other hand, it is almost exactly a card you could see in Zendikar, right? Because I think multi-kicker was part of Zendikar too,
Yeah, it's a
right?
multi.
Wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. So this is just an Innistrad. It came with Emrakul in the walkover.
Yeah, that makes sense actually. Just a
Uh,
dog just bit onto Emrakul as the as it walked on over and just made it through.
we got a Myriad Construct. We've got Scavenging Ooze. We've got Falco, which is a future site that spends counters from your cards.
Oh, nice.
Hmm.
That's cool.
You know what? It's a more interesting future site.
Yeah, just new card, interesting plan. Why not?
Yeah. Oh, devoted druid liker detected.
Yet another devoted druid.
This is the one that
I
came with
find it
devoted
genuinely
druid.
I find it genuinely hilarious how many cards make devoted druid completely busted these days.
Mm-hmm.
Printing one every set and for the last 3 sets.
And I'm gonna roll with our buddy here, which is good early as a 3/2, but it was also good late as like, if our song has gone off, here's a million counters. Grimgully is also a fine one there. I don't know if I'm playing Falco. I just picked it because I wasn't.
Picked it to give the chance of it's an interesting card that you might want to try out if you get the
Yeah.
chance.
Okay, I'm starting to see enough of the red stuff that I like that I probably should be picking it up. Professional
Facebreaker.
Facebreaker gets the job done pretty well. Um, yeah.
Right. This is Proliferate cube, right? So like
Mm,
some token stuff in general too, I'm assuming. I guess that'd be
yes.
populate cube,
That's
but
populating
like
cube, I suppose, but yeah. Oh,
but
hi.
I'm willing to bet that doubling
Hi.
season is in here, for instance, right? Like it's gotta be.
Your good friend Murktide, a regent. Young Wolf. Young Wolf is always fine. Fire with Fire is fine. Soul Scar Mage. Power Depot. That one's. I like this one because like there will be some good enchantments and artifacts for us to kill.
Yeah. Bookerbell Elder is just a good card in general.
Hmm.
Flanagan Searcher's back. Okay.
Yeah, that feels like a card that's worth picking up right now, and that might again.
Unfortunate that it actually doesn't work with Paradox Zone.
It'll work with the creatures that are made off of it.
Yeah.
That's it. Okay, Tainted Adversary. Or Bone Shards. Bone Shards is the most answer anything in the universe card, and I think we would want something like that. Hmm.
Convoke is on a wide plan, as is Devour,
Yeah.
functionally.
It's like that or the
I don't know
Bruce.
if it's it's kind of like, do you want to lean in on the black or the red or both?
Yeah.
I'm Adversary came back, huh?
I don't think we're gonna try a 5-color pie. I don't think Falco's just gonna get cut because we don't have the mana base for this. But
theoretically, a Jund wouldn't be too hard. I'm sure it is a cube, so
sure, this just makes a treasure on death. That's fine. I'll take the Jund land. Okay, so we've got like.
If wide isn't a real thing, then there are trap cards in here because there's cards in here.
There's a lot of wide
clearly
stuff. Like there's.
Yeah.
I feel pretty confident wide is a real thing in this. Oh, look like this.
Yeah, that's fine.
That's
yeah,
three
that's good.
that's 3 bodies, you know?
Yeah. Arlen is also probably, right? No, Arlen is just actually creates 2 3/3 green wolf creature tokens.
Okay. Corpse Jack Menace.
That also lets you sneak things in. Ah, okay.
Double the number of 1/1 counters on. Which. That seems
that's
like
a lot of 1/1 counters.
Every single green creature we have does something with this right now. With the exception of Wickerbower Elder, because Wickerbower comes with -1.
Yeah. Wickerbower is a -1/-1 creature.
Yeah, I'm starting to think that might be our line here, is just go these 1/1 counter routes and just go with overwhelming size.
Sure. Becoming the bigness is not a bad idea.
Yeah, Parting Thoughts is a really good removal spell. You can a lot of draw off it. Search for Tomorrow would also be a really good one. But kind of want to cement this setup. All right, so let's kind of hide the rest of this over here and see what we get for
Forest Island Mountain. So that's red green. That's the teamer one.
Yeah. All right, so we've got Champion of Lambhold. +1/+1 counter whenever it comes into play. Oh.
Rishkar.
How about Rishkar? Okay. Oh, damn.
Rishkar seems like a pretty strong move, yeah.
Yeah, so that's like coming to play immediately, like slam down some 1/1 counters, and then like.
And then basically your entire board will be able to tap for mana.
All right, so we're gonna want some bigger payoffs than just Paradox Zone, is what I'm seeing. But
yeah,
like some Hydras. I would also like to see a little bit more ramp, like Incubation Druid, and a little bit of fixing to make the black work, but. Hi, Sanctuary Warden. Absolutely. Okay, what do you do? Huh.
Neat.
Okay. So that's nifty, especially with like the Weapon Craft Enthusiast. Warden of the First Tree
is a figure of destiny that gets larger over time.
Yeah. And
but without flying.
Steelbane Hydra is a Hydra that is a turtle Hydra that has artifact enchantment kill on it. I like that. Those are the 3
I'm not saying pick Erexmethos, but I think Erexmethos is a hilarious card.
Yeah. It's very cool.
It's Jascodius Island Fish, but actually it's an island.
I think I'm interested in this tiny squirrel. Hi. Quagmire. Oh man, the level up assassin.
Is Koth of the Hammer the most frequently included planeswalker in cubes? Because I feel like I see Koth of the Hammer in almost every single cube I've like ever played. He's good. So like I'm not opposed to it or nothing. It's interesting how frequent Koth is in them.
I think of Koth and oldest Elspeth in the same breath there. Yeah.
Elspeth Tyrell classic.
Yep. Yeah, I'm gonna take
Speaking of Koth, I mean, we are currently in a subtle Phyrexian plot, so Koth should probably come back soonish.
I'm so sorry I can't pick you. This is one of my favorite
Oh
cards.
man,
This is one of my like I played this limited format. This is my favorite stupid card. Like
this does so much in one card.
like deal 4, gain 4, mill 4, mass 4. I'm looking at evolution stages.
What is the that larger lightning helix? The one that's deal 4, gain 4 to a creature.
War Leaders Helix.
War Leaders Helix. Yeah, it's that, but with even more text going on.
Yeah. Yeah, so intercept experience. I don't care about this. I feel like having Proliferate in the Proliferate cube
landfall. Yeah.
should be worthwhile. Oh.
Drana, Liberator of Mount. Fun note about this card for everyone who's watching is that a couple years ago at Magfest, I played part Jens' Cube actually, and being the dirtbag that I am, I absolutely forced Rexer because I am that.
Yes.
The only game that I lost was actually specifically to Drana, Liberator of Malakir.
Yep, it was just Drana on like 3.
Yep.
And then Drana attacked for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You're gone.
Yeah.
Okay, Carrion Feeder, Wild. Yo, oh man.
Slith Firewalker, look at him go.
What
He's having a good time.
Like, I love Slith Firewalker. This is, oh, it's so good. You just see, especially like, there, no updated art. We just got the same dudes slithing through the lava.
That's firewalking. That's what it looks like. That's how you firewalk.
That's how you firewalk. Is Dina's Shadow worth taking? This is probably Wildborn Preserver. Let's be real, this card's kind of busted. Oh, hey.
I love Zexara. I love this card. This card kicks ass.
It's hilarious. I think you could build that deck in here. We've seen Island Fish.
Probably.
We've seen a million.
There has been a ton of expels in this. We've seen at least 3 Hydras.
And take Plane Wide Celebration as a game ender with Proliferate X4.
Mm-hmm.
Or make a bunch of citizens or draw a bunch of permanents back.
The reason why I like Zexara, the Exemplary, so much, by the way, is I actually do have a commander deck with Zexara. It is called X equals snakes. It makes a lot of snakes.
Not the best Hydra. I don't like green, green, green X, but...
No, that's triple X, triple green, and also it's a Hydra that's supposed to get its effect after dying, which is like cool.
Yeah.
I'm playing the Hydra because it's a giant X spell.
Yeah. I don't want it to die.
I wonder if what is it, Stonegraven Serpent, what it's called, the most ridiculous colorless X one that does that.
Okay, so we can get either Warden or Steelbane Hydra back here.
Both are pretty good. They're both long game things. Steelbane Hydra does have some additional utility attached to them.
Yeah.
But you actually have Wicker Boulder already, which kind of does that bit better, I think.
Yep. Jadelight Ranger. Fume Spitter. I'm pretty happy with this just after 2 picks, or two packs here.
Yeah, I'm liking this deck. Sorry that I always put out the energies that you play green black in every draft after I'm round on.
It's true, but that's what makes things interesting. If I were alone, I'd probably be like in like white black or like Boros or doing some I don't know. I don't know. I'd be in white blue in this sort of nonsense. Oh, okay. Here's my favorite.
Nice.
My favorite card in that limited format. I would draft every Royal Spout ever until the end of time because this card is the most unbeatable bullshit.
Battle for Zendikar was also kind of a bad format to start with.
Green
so
was
having
unplayable.
At least one just real buster, yeah.
Not like bad. It was unplayable.
Mm-hmm. The Ozolith.
I mean,
actually, yeah.
I mean,
Sure, absolutely.
like,
Everything's gonna enter the battlefield with counters on it, so you may as well just keep them, right?
right? So,
For
okay,
just 1 mana too. It's super easy to play.
okay. So yeah, whenever a creature leaves the battlefield, not even dies, so exile still
Mhm.
puts them down. And then beginning of combat, you can move all counters on a target creature. Sure. I was gonna pick like Everflowing Chalice, so that's not really an even bigger competition. Okay. Cap Attack Wrecker. Rejuvenator. I don't hate a mass one. This is just grab lands, right? Yeah, basic lands.
Basics.
Okay.
And it's an on dies trigger, which is kind of hard to do on purpose.
Yeah.
So mostly that's just a 4 mana 2/2.
Never creature dies, soul counter. This thing. All right. What do we got? Oh, right. We gotta. Hey, wait a minute. This has got to be nonsense. Are there enough artifacts to look at tech render? Absolutely. You know,
we're looking at one right
we're
now.
looking at one right now. The thing is, we have a couple. We already have at least one way. Let's just keep picking the 1 mana artifact nonsense.
Nissa, Voice of Zendikar.
That's the one that puts a +1/+1 counter on your team.
On each creature you control.
Okay. Oh boy, here's a XX spell from Champs. Love that one.
That creates a lot of snakes.
I think I'm good with this Nissa.
And this is a good option, yeah.
Like, worst case, we're just making kind of junky O1s that will get bigger with some help. But, like, spread the counters. That's actually seems pretty good.
I wonder if Avenger proper is in this. Hold on.
Oh, God.
Avenger of Zendikar is in this.
Of course.
Avenger of Zendikar would be like fucking unbeatable, I think.
I don't know if I.
That's an onboard constant threat of removal, but at the same time, like, the problem is that can whiff.
Yeah, the problem is if we're behind, we have no board, it doesn't do anything. The other problem, what am I picking out of this pack? It'd be Conclave Mentor, but I can't pick it. All these cards don't do anything. I'm gonna grab this and probably not play it. Living Death.
I love you, Living Death. Why are you in this cube, Living Death?
Because it's...
Maybe it's just a pet card of the creator. Like, maybe they also just love Living Death.
Pollenbright Druid proliferates. Renegade Krasis is... When it evolves, +1/+1 counter to all creatures with +1/+1 counters on it. I think it's that those are both quite powerful. Okay, we're not like hurting on 2s or 3s. You know, let's go with the Anthem, the team one. Of the
West Tree, huh? Modified creatures you control have trample, so it's basically that most things you have control have trample.
When a modified creature you control deals combat damage to a player, search a library for a basic land, put it into play tapped.
And it is a 3/3 I was about to say Freach. What? 3/3 reach by itself for 3.
Obviously, this is the other
Keyboard
card.
Druid is pretty good.
This is the other card that it's competing with. But like, this has got to be stupid, right? Like, anybody hits, we get a land, and then we just go rolling. Poisoner's
The
fine,
only
but it's not competing with these two, I don't think.
the only concern I have is that your ramp in this deck right now is late game. Weirdly enough, like
I
you don't actually
know.
have that much early.
Ooh. Or just crawling bears? I don't know. This was funny because you can proliferate it and make it a lot better.
Yeah, because you will need to pay for the one for the first time, and then once proliferate starts to happen, it starts to get out of control.
Yeah. Our new split second card.
I'm gonna argue for Song of the Dryads.
Removal.
Remove literally anything.
Yeah, I don't feel like we need Knight for the pressure.
Yeah.
And having some removal is better than none. We have like that and bone shards is basically all we have, but I'm assuming.
Plus, Song of the Dryads can remove anything.
Yes.
Oh, the Chalice. That's nice. Or Inkmoth Nexus.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Chalice. I kind of like.
Inkmoth Nexus could definitely just kill your opponent in like 2 turns in the right circumstance.
Our fixing is kind of bad. I'm not too happy, but I'm almost looking at the Prism for that reason. That seems like a super reach.
Interesting that Armix is here.
Yeah. Sure. All right, our big. We just have a million things. Okay. That.
Well, that's a nice second to last pick. Weird that that's an interesting statement of not many people are playing green on your table.
Yeah, I'll take that.
People are gonna thoroughly underestimate the power level of both hermits, I guess. It's just like they have to be if that's doing that.
All right. My biggest worry in this is that we just don't have the fixing for this, but that's okay. That's something like green sort of.
You have the advantage of and you have the advantage of only being 2 color.
Yes.
So it's more a little bit more just in the level of variance as opposed to being greedy.
Yep. All right, so let's get everybody.
You're pretty close to full half 2 color though, almost. I think a little bit heavier green.
Evo Sage, West Tree. Yep.
I think it's just that people underestimate the power of both the ranged hermit and deep forest hermit.
Yeah.
It's 5 mana, 9 power toughness. It's pretty ridiculous.
So the black cards I want to be playing are basically. I don't actually think Dire Order. It's like these are kind of the. This is the black that I'm interested in. These two are kind of generic. They're not really necessary. Direfleet Hoarder is just a treasure on death, and if like black is our secondary color, that doesn't really help. The other trader was a late pick that didn't do anything. Fume Spitter, not really. And Retribution of the Ancients is a card that's like only good if you're like massively ahead. Like that's not you generally worthwhile. Revenant Squirrel is also a black card that's worth playing, but honestly, the black is with Winding Constrictor and Corpse Jack Menace is too much for me to not want to include. Those 2 cards alone would make black worthwhile. Song of Frail Ace, Incubation Druid, Avatar of the Resolve. Probably all these ones. Okay. Then cut out some of the junkier black cards. Right, drawn attacking with Corpse Jacks or drawn attacking with Winning Constrictor is like game. Use one more cut and I could use. I'm just gonna cut this Hydra. I don't like it. Especially because it's on dies. Like. Yeah, that's just not it. Drana's probably the most suspect card in here on double black, but I'm still gonna try. Like, I recognize that's suspect, and I'm just nodding at you. Like, sure. Well, what are you hiding down there? Pretend Drana costs 4 in a black, and she's still probably worth it? Yeah. Indeed. Only other cards I'm looking at would be like Astral Cornucopia as like a piece of fixing, but like a lot of our work is done by that point. Not really interested in that. Let's just roll. Might consider the ramp if things shift a bit. I'll consider this if the board gets stally. If things get board stally, this card's good. But only if things get like really stally or like I need to remove weird threats that I need to reach at. So.
I've returned.
Alright. We ended up cutting black to about 4 cards.
That makes perfect sense.
But it's still 6 swamps because Drana's in the deck.
Yeah.
Drana
is such a buster of a card.
She's the most suspect included here because my fixing isn't good enough to actually play Drana, but like at the same time.
But she is a buster, so.
Like, I played Drana on turn 3 and I don't know how I lose other than my opponent playing a removal spell on Drana.
Mm-hmm. It's fun that both Dranas are so powerful.
I know. At the least, like this Drana, Drana Liberator Malakir, like, was killable.
Yes, that's the well, sort of. At the same time, there was very little removal in Battle for Zendikar.
Yeah. Well, especially like instead of Ghost Fire, it was actually Ghost Shock. Things like that. But like
it's like you could still win a fight with this Drana. That is the main thing.
Other Drana you could never because like the plummet was deal 3 damage.
Literally the only card in originals in Rise of the Eldrazi that could defeat original Drana was fucking what is it? It's the red sorcery that deals 4, and that's the only one.
Yes, because all the black kill spells were also old enough, like Vendetta. That's a non-black creature. I'm sorry, is our opponent on 48 cards?
Yes.
All right.
Your opponent has an idea, and they're gonna stick with it. They're chain lightning your face. Oh no! They're either in like. They're either an absolute genius or they're very new. Oh, Drama's coming down turn 3. They're gonna lose.
Yeah, we're gonna play Drana, and then I'm gonna play like creatures after Drana. Young Wolf is not very good with Drana, but that's okay. The alternate play instead of Drana would be like Jadelight Ranger to make like a 6-power creature with Winding Constructor in play, but
The alternative is that they did just grab literally nothing but burn and cards that care about burn, and they just decided I'm gonna play all of them because they're all the same fucking cards anyway,
yeah.
right? Like,
All right.
fade out their they gotta have a second one.
Both of my creatures I play are auto kill. Undying is when it would die, bring it back with a +1/+1 counter if it doesn't have one. So giving it a +1/+1 counter doesn't do anything. Like, it doesn't undie. I mean, it does something, it makes it bigger, but you know what I mean.
But it doesn't. It means it turns off Undying. So
Yeah. And you know what I mean. Damn. That does it. Fine. Is this just combo house with this card?
see, I'm not willing to immediately assume that this that your opponent here is new. They might actually just be like, you know, master red drafter.
I know.
That's entirely
I know.
possible. The kind of person who doesn't care about like a lot of the inherent rules so long as that the overall values end up being roughly the same and all they have to do is reduce your health to 0.
Mm-hmm. I'm scared because this runaway Steamkin could just start storming off this turn. Oh my god.
There he is.
All right.
There he goes.
That's the guy. Spell Bomb. They can make triple red if they want. Running out of cards. I'll block the Steamkin and trade if that's what they're coming in for. No. All right, and then I think if I just spend my removal on Runaway Steamkin, I don't know if that's right. All right. This is a little bit of like shields down, but they can't, like the wolf on dies is a 3/3. And like I can just block with plant token, so I don't really care that much. My next turn is Paradox Zone. Okay, so there's triple red off Steamkin. Here comes something. Four, five. Are we getting like a Hydra that I can just Song of the Dryads? That'd be the best case. Fuck.
Well, that is only 4 plants.
Yeah. And then they all get 1/1. Yep, that's fine. I think I have to turn that into a forest pretty quick, though, is the other problem. That card can't survive. Hmm. Okay.
Here he comes.
There
There's
you
the
go.
boy.
There you go.
This would be an interesting time to giant. No? Okay.
I'll just get my young wolf back as a 3/3. Warden, huh?
Warden can get to step 2 already, at least.
Yeah.
You need one more source of no, you have the triple black for yeah, never mind.
Yeah. I even have it base. So we want Song of the Dryads on Avengers Zendikar. Let's just...
Yeah, and I just double checked with how this works. It works like you'd expect. It loses all abilities because it's turned into a forest. I needed to double check. It's not immediately clear that that's how it works.
Anyway, here's my turn, and then I don't think I...
BYO Avengers Zendikar, right? Like that's the point.
Yeah.
That's literally the point. Obviously, Nissa is the first 2 abilities are straight up designed around Avengers Zendikar.
Yep, so you're gonna crack Pirate Spellbomb, draw a card, because they need gas.
Yep.
That's land off the top, 2 cards unknown, 7 mana, so they can play basically anything. The problem is, like, break my board. Sure.
Theater Virtue is not a big deal.
Our opponent does look like a deck. It's funny that the Avengers the odd card out here. Like, Chain
Yeah,
Lightning,
that's the thing. This deck has otherwise been very focused, but I guess they wanted to include a late game into it.
I mean,
but that's like
Runaway Steamkin does let you ramp into it pretty easy. What's our final?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, what the hell do you do?
Oh, it's another ramper. Interesting.
Magic, unlike physics, has no unbreakable laws. That's some fucking flavor text.
Pretty good, yeah.
We like full over on next turn, because I have a Nissa minus if I really want to as well.
The color pie is occasionally broken. It's not an breakable law.
Yeah. Anyway, here's Freylice's song, Vigilance Trample Indestructible until end of turn.
This is just a free attack for a lot.
Lethal?
Yeah.
Pretty sure that's just lethal.
They can block. Well, hold up. They
all trample.
Yeah, they have 5 blockers. Okay, yeah, that's lethal. Just gonna make extra sure.
This is 2 billion% lethal. Because they all have vigilance too. I play this card limited all the time. This card has no drawback because it's vigilance indestructible. So like, what are they gonna do? Like, Settle the wreckage. I can also activate Warden. You have Warden lifelink here.
Well, they're out of cards in hand. They're out of mana.
Yeah.
Okay, they have one green available to them still.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
That's fine.
Okay. 1, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 1.
You still do one over.
All right. Let's get to sideboarding. Do we have anything that's anti-mono red? This might be the world where like Lazatep Reaver lives.
Thing is that you actually have a few things in this that are already anti-mono red, like Young Wolf and
Yeah, just these like early 1-drops and 2-drop, like like Mining Constrictor at 3 toughness or things like that.
the fact that Young Wolf just comes back again after killing whatever piker or something that they put down.
Mm-hmm. Even Plain White Celebration, yes, has gain 16 life as one of its full modes. So, like, that's fine to include. Obviously, these will come up the board forever. Okay, we do know that we have to save our removal for, like, the real shit.
They do ramp, actually. They are genuinely a Gruul ramp deck, it turns out.
Yeah.
They had 2 different big parts to that.
Yeah, I'm gonna just roll and see how this plays. I think we have a lot of, like, and here we are.
Oh, they cut some of their cards out, but not all of them.
Not all of
They're
them.
still at the 45 card deck.
Yeah, 40...
43, sorry.
Yeah, 40. Look, they have some cards. I'm gonna keep this hand because it's Young Wolf. So we actually want Young Wolf 2 on die here. Sure.
Rift Bolt gets suspended, sure. Actually, that's great, honestly. It's going to have a target, so...
That's my 1, 2, 3? Are you joking? Okay. So I get to end step Wildborn Preserver and then untap and play Rishkar.
Nice.
This has to be face.
Yeah, it is much better for them to target your face with that 90% of the time, I think, because, like, it kills them faster if they target your wolf, and chances are their follow-up play won't have more than 2 toughness. All right, that's interesting. Okay, excuse me.
Something has changed. The nature of the game has changed.
Maybe that's why they're playing an oversized deck, because they're playing a 3-color deck and wanted to spread it out more.
Get in my hit here because we can jump in Wildborn Preserver and it won't be a problem. Tap land on 3. They get a 3-drop. That's good because I was actually afraid of like a Hellrider 4.
Okay.
Sure.
Card's actually pretty sick. It's 3 mana for a 3/4, where half, like a decent chunk of it is flying. That has additional extra, like, things to do with it.
Yep. Alright, then how do I want to do Rishkar activations here? I think we're going to go... Hmm. Counter on Rishkar, counter on Wildborn, and then like I don't get the. I can tap Wildborn to make it a 4/4 for the turn. Or on that turn, then I have like Young Wolf as like a blocker that I don't mind.
Really wish that the young wolf had died.
Yeah, I don't want to +1/+1 it because
Yeah, I'm just thinking that like, well, I guess Rishkar wouldn't have been able to tap immediately anyway.
yeah. Well, Rishkar can't, but I want a 4/4 outside of bolt range. That's what this is all about.
Mm-hmm.
All right, they have 5 mana. You also have Kodama modified creatures, which hands off trample for this, and also land fetch, which starts thinning our deck out. Something we do want to be doing. They're paying costs. They have all the fixing the world. This is. Oh wait, no, they don't have double green yet. This is Island Swamp. Thopter Engineer. Okay. Their deck is significantly altered from the last time we saw them. The name of the game has changed. Interesting. Okay.
Oh, now we're
Hmm.
talking.
Hmm. Okay.
Might be better to do that. Like play Forest Hermit this turn, and then that and Kadama next turn. Or that and Hermit. Oh, excuse me. Or that and Hermit this turn.
Yeah. Ooh, that and
Or
Hermit this
wait,
turn
you're
is.
one off actually for that, I think, aren't you?
No, I can tap out for Hermit.
Yeah, no, for Hermit I know, but for
Freelace on Hermit, I can do that. Because it's land. Then.
oh right, it gives Young Wolf the ability to tap immediately, right? Because it's
Yes.
ETBs for the
I
one.
kind of want
right.
to do that because I want to get this song going as quick as possible with Hermit.
Yeah, Song and Hermit together are going to be ridiculous.
Like, tapping down here doesn't matter because.
You create
One.
9 power and toughness still.
Yeah.
Also, half of their board is flying anyway.
Yes. So next turn I can make Wildborn Preserver like a 20/20 or something like that. I guess that's pretty good. So they can get me for 2 in the air. They didn't give me last time for 2 in the air, but again, right now they have to be like, scared of death.
This is a threatening ass board, is what you've got here. Okay,
Okay.
so kill your preserver.
Pretty good. It's I'm gonna grab so many lands off Kadama, the rest Westry. Holy shit.
Oh man, that's onto the battlefield, isn't it?
Yep.
Nice.
Alright, so sack the thing, they can exile the top card and they can play it. Mountain. Cool. They already played their. Oh, but this is actually a.
Oh, it's until the end of your next turn.
Sure, so, okay.
Yeah, it's one of the good impulsive draws.
Forgiven.
Or better impulsive draws. Mildly responsible draws.
They got rid of their ramp instead of their 1/1s.
Yeah, they want blockers. I think is the number one thing there.
Fair.
If they attack here, that's ridiculous. Yeah, that's why I thought they can't attack here.
All right. Uh-huh.
So vanishing is vanishing when you're out of them,
When the
or
last
is it
is
when you
removed.
reach 0?
When the last is
Okay.
removed, sacrifice.
Gotcha.
So, well, I'm gonna hold Kodama in the West. The idea is I want to play it and then immediately like crush in. I don't want them to be able to bolt it on their turn. Obviously, Drana exists as like a bolt target too, but like this is important for us to get like 1 million lands out of our deck.
I want to see you draw like 5 million lands and just slam them all on the board at the same time.
Their blocks here suck, so. Yeah, so they made Vanishing to try to make Fading less confusing, but all it did was, it's like, there are too many standards. I will introduce the perfect standard so that all of us can use the correct standard. There are now 3 standards. It didn't do anything. It just sucked.
Yeah.
Take off.
Yeah, they tried to fix it, but unfortunately both mechanics still exist. So now there's both mechanics and you forget which one does which.
Yep. It utterly failed at doing its job.
Mm-hmm.
I will block with Young Wolf. Right? Like, that's what it's there for. Do they know they're dead next turn? I don't know if they realize they're dead next turn. Yeah, Blastoderm and Calciderm. Yeah. Which are effectively
worst part
same
is-
card, but
The worst part is too is that because of like trying to introduce vanishing to make fading more intuitive. Due to how Magic has done shit over the years, I actually find fading more intuitive. You know, like where it's okay. Once you're out of counters, you get rid of it, basically. Not on the last removal,
anyway,
because that's how decking out works too. You know,
yeah. Anyway, game?
probably game.
Well, because Drana's gonna trigger here is the thing.
Yeah, and then that's going to give everything an additional +1/+1, and that means that they're dead on the actual combat step.
And a landfall. -10!
And you have another 7 lands to slam down.
If that somehow didn't kill them, we could go search every land in the deck. Okay. I'm pretty happy with how dumb this deck seems to feel. Also, our second pick. Boy, howdy.
A Song of Fairy Leaves was, paid off immediately twice.
Yep. It was a choice to pick it, and always happy
It
to
paid off.
just see it go, oh, wait, sorry, this card immediately won the game. Yeah, again, playing Song in Limited was just the stupidest thing because all your attacks were free. There was no punish for it. So just push. You just pushed everyone forward, and your opponent went, to lose my board and take 6? Yep, that sounds right.
Good old missing bones at 7 wins right now.
Ooh. What ended up being number 1, Devil?
It's just Tybalt.
Oh.
It's specifically because Tybalt sucks. We appreciate shittiness as a quality of devils,
I
and
understand.
Hellrider might be a little bit too cool, actually, because Hellrider's really cool.
Yeah, the trick is Hellrider's like a good card that's actually cool. You're not wrong. Yeah, okay.
His
I
status did
understand.
not change when he got introduced and it finally has a good Walker card as well now. You know, one that fucked up Standard for a while.
Yeah. Well,
That's a mulligan.
yeah, this is bound to happen with. Well, let's get planar wide
This is better.
celebration out of here and call it good. This
Yeah.
is fine. This is already a mold of 6. So goodbye to you. This is actually fine. I like the curve. It's just missing like counters from something. Oh shit. All right.
I think Mayhem Devil is extremely high up there, though, if I remember right. It's like, it's in the top 5. So don't worry, we have a strong appreciation for Mayhem Devil as well.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Oh
Here we go.
no.
Modular and the Ozolith, here we are.
Uh-huh. Worrisome. Removal.
Well, that wasn't played on your Drana, so that's nice.
Yeah.
And it was on one of your other big cards, but hey, you actually have Wickerbow Elder in your deck. You can deal with that Journey to Nowhere.
Yeah, and that'll be good. Hell, I can Evolution Sage to proliferate it and get multiple.
Yeah.
Or could I'm a West.
Number 8, by the way, for Mayhem Devil.
Okay. That does it.
Excellent.
It's fucking weird, but it gets the job done. Let's get my best card in play, thank you. Two cards left in
You have the
hand.
first activation of Warden as well. Well, you've got both now, too. Yeah, you've got both activations at the moment.
Yeah.
You don't have the third yet, but...
Ooh.
Ooh. They've not busted you yet, so
No.
that's good. Do you want to create a plant that becomes a 1/2?
No, because Drawn is attacking. I want a mana ramp. I want to Nissa and make my creatures modified.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So we go Warden.
Warden first, Nissa second, -2, and then play.
And then next turn I get to
Makes
Evo.
sense.
Then next turn I get to Evo Sage.
Oh,
Ah!
you just win.
Like next turn was Evo Sage, and then Drano would get a land, and then that would get me a +1/+1 counters, and then anyway.
I was actually concerned. Your opponent was actually more of a paper tiger that game than it seemed.
Yeah, they didn't. Well, they had like the turn 1, turn 2 play put the fear into me, but then they followed up with no artifacts. Like they needed literally any other artifact body, but like
they had an incredible first and second turn that didn't have the gas to actually pump back it up.
So I don't see anything else in the sideboard that really helps us other than like going faster, but that's maybe I do like this. I don't know. The problem with this is how expensive it is, and then also it's like target lands become 3/3s, so you need more mana on top of the mana. I mean, I'm gonna keep things as is. Song of Freylace, continuing to win games. I will keep this. Sure. Okay, Warden looking pretty good. Ooh, okay. Winding Constrictor.
Your deck has been extremely consistent
Yeah.
in a way that's unreasonable in the past few games.
Stone Coil on 3. That might just eat the
Oof.
bone shards.
Might have to, yeah. Like, play Might Celebration for that, or...
That'd be my guess. However, I do have one other way of counteracting it. A multicolor, right?
It's multicolored specifically, yeah. Oh, wow, that would be extremely rude. I like it.
Alright, and then...
I was actually about to bring up early that on average, I think you mulligan more aggressively than most people do.
Like I do.
Yeah, purely from just his history of like, okay, I'm watching a bunch of these and like hang out for a bunch of these, and how often you mulligan versus your opponents, because your opponents very rarely seem to mulligan.
That I can... Oh, shit.
Alliance Ash?
That's it's exile target for graveyard card from graveyard if it was a permanent +1/+1. This is a scavenging ooze, but it's also an equipment.
Neat.
Yeah. People do hate mulliganing, that's true. And Gingerbrute can be blocked, that's fine. That's actually kind of scary. Lion's Ash equipped on Gingerbrute is like a threat that's kind of hard to answer.
Fucking love Gingerbrute. What a good card.
Alright. If anything comes into play with 1/1 counters, it comes into play with like a billion of them.
You get 1 mana for Paradox Zone, and that thing is going to just have an unreasonable amount of power, even from the first go.
Yes.
Oh.
Hmm.
Well.
It's a little scary. Luckily, it only does infect damage, but...
Don't worry, you're going to draw a Song of the Dryads here in the next turn, and then you'll be able to just turn that into a forest instead.
Alright, well, I'm just gonna... start putting paradoxes up. Oh my god, Winding Constrictor actually makes it so it's 5 damage in infect.
Wait, really? Because is it the creature you own?
If you would get 1 or more counters.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, okay.
Unfortunate, but
well,
hey, you gotta pay power for power, you know?
Yeah, that's yeah.
Ooh, that's bad.
Oh no! Uh-oh.
That's really bad.
Oh!
That's dead in 2 turns, my dude.
That's dead right out here. Oh no! Oh fuck. Okay.
Oh.
Oh.
Okay.
Is that
Might be a. Let me go and just double check
Does
and
that
make
not
sure there
work the
might not
way?
be some obscure shit.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Does that not? I hmm.
Blind and constrictor rulings.
Okay. I expected my death. Like I expected, you know. Anyway, this is just Deep Forest Hermit, and then next turn Nissa, and then I win. Um, with a few other steps in there. If you would get, it's not.
Yeah, I'm actually not seeing any rulings on how this works with Infect.
Yeah, weird. My mind immediately goes like, that's how that would work, but
That would force you to gain extra poison counters on getting hit. Yeah, that's like what it would make sense to me by how you describe that. But maybe it's does poison end up working out that your opponent gives them to you?
okay.
Yeah, I'm not seeing anything about this particular use case here.
Okay, so there's
Huh.
block, gain, then they go to 11, then they pass, and then we lose. Let's see if they recognize it. Yeah, okay. We couldn't play around this anyway. They just need to activate the Lion Sash, and giving them something in the grave didn't actually help them. Actually, oh no. Yeah, I needed to not because that's permanence, and these are not. Okay, I needed to not do combat that turn. Huh, okay. Shit. I thought I already had a permanent yard, and that's why I did the attack there. Whoops. They can just sack the true. They can just sack the brood. Never mind. So there was no playing around that. Okay. Huh. Well. Damn.
Okay, so there was actually a post made by a magic judge that did point out that occasionally adding counters as a cost, mostly happening with detrimental counters, is actually a thing. And it does not care why or how the counter is being placed on the permanent or you, only that it is. So, yes, it should actually be giving you additional poison counters.
Interesting. That is what I expected, but
Yeah, so just Magic the Gathering Online failed to notice that, basically.
okay. I'm gonna keep this.
Basically, the ruling that is that, yeah, that should be a downside sometimes on purpose.
Right. Okay. So we're in beatdown mode right now. Um. I want to catch you.
Cloudborn Preserver does have Secret Reach. Come on. You want to swing in. Damn.
Um. You want to go? Zobos can gain flying. That's what I was hoping they were going to do. What do I want here? Jade-like Ranger and try to find lands, or just pump the Preserver. Avatar with the Fox work the way you want? No, it does not. This is as it comes in. This is when it comes in. There's a triggered ability. So I'm just mentally going through lines. Evolution Sage plus land isn't as good until Jade-like Ranger hits play, though, is the problem. Well then. That can fix some problems very quickly. Alright. So this thing still is modular. They're gonna pay 2 life. Master of Ethereum. Damn. Um...
Can you stack it so that Avatar of the Resolute comes in the battlefield, then Wildborn Preserver pays
No.
for its one? No?
No.
Okay.
Avatar's a 4-3 right now. Because Avatar of the Resolute's like an on come in. Like it doesn't trigger, it just does it.
Gotcha.
Master of Ethereum. If I play Kodama in the West, I feel like they are forced to double block. Like, which is pretty bad. I feel like that's necessary here. Because I can't just single block here. Yeah.
Because the trample over will do it. Yeah.
So then I kill Master of Ethereum. Which, that's pretty big. I don't know. That might. Zebaz might have been the better one to kill, but Master's like the entire board plus. I don't know. They're pretty close. Anyway, so you get to put a counter on Zabaz again. 3 cards in hand. Ugh, again? That's a pain.
Board frustratingly full of 3/3s.
Yeah, and we're making a bunch of like 3/4s.
Well, if it was 3/4s, that'd be great. It's 4/3s,
Right, or
unfortunately.
yeah, the other way around. Like, so the problem here is that like their modular is stranded, but it's stranded on an equipable body. I will take 7. I don't believe for a second you're winning a race here. Huh, 4 toughness, huh? So I have Evo Sage, but nobody has any counters anymore.
You can put more vanishing counters on Deep Force Tournament, I guess.
I guess.
Once you get the mana.
Yeah. Okay, so that lets them animate a creature as a 4/4. Sure. Well,
Well,
well, we've been fighting for this land, and they have been fighting just as hard to make sure we never get it. This is all like we've been. These are the plays we've been making as best as we can, and like trying to push through, and like. Yep. I will last forever. You will never kill me. Shit. Uh-oh. Hmm.
Well, you want to eat them? Hey, there's the land.
Alright. That one felt like I don't know if there was a way to get out from under that because of the like if we had tried to like move the 1/1 counters around differently, would that have ended up different? I don't know. Just like Oh, Venom Fox. Thank you very much for the sub. I don't, yeah, it's very very hard to say on what trades were and weren't like going to work in our favor because like I felt like we needed to push to get like Master of Ethereum and like a growing threat off the table. The Lion Sash is just an absolute ass kicker, is what I've learned. Did you know that equipable scavenging ooze is stupid? Just just raw dumb.
Pretty strong.
Yeah. Yeah. One thing feeling out the deck is that we might be like one or two sources of counters short as far as like cards we want to have in play. This format's more removal light than some others, but yes, you're not wrong. Like the removal in this format's wonky, you know, that's what we're working with. All right, let's go ahead and play first. And yeah, okay. Like if Warden of the First Tree was Pelt Collector, is like, you know, something like that is somewhere where I'd feel like a lot better of on the deck. Anyway, our opponent's going to die very quickly.
This is yeah, they're dead as hell.
This is just us kicking their ass. Like
Is Warden of Destiny, Warden of the First Tree. Oh wow, yeah, they're super fucking dead. They're unbelievably ultra dead.
hell
Holy
dead.
shit.
Oh yeah, I'm just gonna play Avatar here, and we're gonna.
And just gonna get them both with Rishkar.
Yeah, we're just gonna push them both with Rishkar, and then. All right, a Death Toucher.
Something that destroys Song of Freyalise is the more important part, I think.
Yeah, I'll probably offer the trade with Avatar the Resolute, and then.
Yeah.
Rishkar, Young Wolf. Okay.
Fun with that part of it too. Trample on Warden is on the
Second activation.
Second step, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Draw one, lose one.
Alright, I'm not happy with how many cards are in our opponent's hand right now. We're going to be kind of pressed for... But our opponent's also at 10, and like the song turn should hopefully just kill them. Oh god, or they're going to infinite at our ass. Never mind.
They can try. They don't die fast enough. It's like they're pretty close to death with just Deep Forest Hermit coming down. The better infinite like this next turn or they're dead.
This is a trade I'm willing to make, is the trick here. Yep, that's fine.
Tragic slip.
The trick is we have Nissa for another +1/+1, so that like our
They're still dead on board.
yeah. They need to like hideous laughter.
If they go fetch up a
Black
swamp,
source,
it's possible. Yeah.
Nope.
Nope. So
Wrath of God?
only
Okay.
possible
Alright.
yeah.
Okay, we got a little
That was your deck on all cylinders, is what that was.
we
For the most part, anyway.
We were running pretty damn smoothly compared to them just being completely on the back foot. So they have to have that dumb infinite, I'm sure.
What's the point of playing that card otherwise, right?
Right. Alright, let's just roll.
Little bit slower, but it does have quite a lot slower, actually.
Yeah, this is fun.
It has mana, so like there's that, but
okay.
This is better, yeah.
Goodbye, Plane Wide Celebration.
Again.
God, look at the color fixing they've got. Look at the mana, holy shit.
Damn.
Morph, oh.
A morph? Interesting. That's just a regular morph. I would actually... This is a rare case where megamorphs make sense. Like, a lot of them.
That could definitely be like a... Pick up a card from Yard, or... I'm gonna keep that on top.
Sounds good.
That card alone is the end of the game.
especially with Evolution Sage.
Yeah.
And Corpse Strike Menace, and you actually have like a big suite of things that
Mhm.
work well with Paradox Zone. Like Evolution Sage adds more charge counters onto Paradox Zone, and then Corpse Jack Menace makes them get that many +1/+1 counters times 2 instead.
That just starts getting outrageous.
It's outrageous on the very first version of it because it's going to be
Is this exalted?
so you're going to make a 4/4 on your very first turn off of it.
Wow.
And then the next turn you should make a it would be what? 3
Unknown. We don't get to know. We don't get to know that one. All right. Oh my god, it's Den.
Oh, it's Den Protector?
They wanted a card to pick up with it, so they played a card to pick up with Den Protector. So now they have that card is like gain life equal to highest power you control +2/+2 counters. Not in that order, the other order, and then fight. So they can fight down Jadelight Ranger when we go to proliferate it, or they can fight down our Evolution Sage right now. That's very funny.
They're leaning in very heavily on this format.
Mm-hmm.
It's fun. I like that. I think your opponent's deck is neat.
I think they have to pass. I know I can't attack into that. They know I know. Their life total's really interesting. I don't think you can attack here. I know you can gain like 8 life on your thing, but I don't think you can. All right. Okay. All right, Paradox Zone is ready. The fact that this is end step is nuts.
Yeah.
Usually these cards are upkeep. You know? Alright. So I can't block their Den Protector. Den Protector has like can't be blocked by tiny creatures. Or actually,
Yes.
can't be blocked by that might be an issue.
It'll be an issue for a bit, but not forever.
No, that actually is game. I misread Den Protector. They're gonna fight down. So Den Protector actually no, but then again, what could I have changed to get to it? Very little. That's okay. I'm gonna make an 8/8 and that can block Den Protector next turn. Because you can't block Den Protector if you're smaller than Den Protector.
Yes. But an 8/8 can block Den Protector.
Yeah. So we're okay.
And then you can even put the Ocelot down, so if it dies, then you can just go ahead and put them down somewhere else instead.
My combat. Okay, double checking that. There's no point in leaving this back. Can't block. Well, there's one reason I might have wanted to leave that back, but if they have removal, they have removal. Okay, cycling. If they have a pump spell, they also kill us. Cycling.
They would need bone shards, I think, and they would have to discard something.
Turn it into a car.
Yeah.
Because turn it into a car would do enough. Okay.
Oh, they couldn't do
All
it.
right.
Nice.
Oh. From here we just
Swing with your next largest one every turn, or
not yet. I want
okay.
you know,
You want multiple blockers just in case to be resistant to removal.
yes.
Oh, here comes Death Touch.
16, actually.
Oh,
Because
right,
it
you doubles on
This
Paradox Zone as
thing
well,
actually
right?
doubles every time because it's stupid.
Parting thought.
Whoa!
That's a very spicy move. Holy shit!
Draw 1
They couldn't do
million
it on
cards.
That is very. Your opponent kicks ass.
They're
Actually.
gonna kill me, right? Because they have to have drawn the removal spell, right?
It's If they did not draw it in that many cards, then they were
right. Then they weren't drawing it ever.
Yeah.
Holy shit!
Man. Parting thoughts. Draw 8, lose 8. Holy shit. That is a power at any cost ass move.
Yeah. They okay. They have to have drawn it. Okay, there's land for turn. Ten cards in hand.
Gotta imagine that was the card that they just drew, right? Like, well, they had to have been. They would have just killed you last turn if they hadn't, right? Because they would have just played it and then swum through, right?
It could have been off of their other their second cycle.
Cycling, right? Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So then they're playing a talisman that gets them double black, which might open up a kill spell.
Playing something. Green, and what is it going to be? Song?
Oh my god!
Sphinx to gain
it's
life.
Sphinx to not die. They failed to find. They failed to find.
They did end up forming a board that lets them survive for a little bit longer, though.
Yes, they did.
Meanwhile, we're actually constantly at threat of. Oh my god!
I'm looking for
a lot of counters.
We need trample. That's the missing piece of this board is trample.
Kadama's unfortunately already dead, right?
Not in this match.
Or was that the first game? That was the first game, right?
There's no point in attacking because Kitchen Finks just comes back. I guess I'm gonna make Corpse Jack's Menace big enough so that Goldra's Assassin can't take it down.
Yeah, I mean, you're gonna get that off the Ozolith by itself, right? So.
Yeah.
And then here comes a 32-32. Well, actually, more than that, right? Because.
Yeah, but I'm not attacking with it. So there's 20. There's 18 counters because it doubled and then +1. The idea here is we just get enough attackers that are all lethal. Anyway, that's a 34-34. Do they have a way to kill me? An overrun won't do it. Your creatures just come and play with a 1/1 counter, and that's fine.
Oh, that's Infinite Kitchen Finks.
Are you sure infinite's enough?
Thankfully, you have a lot more power on the board than they do.
Do they have a sack outlet? Yeah. Oh boy. Well.
Oh. That's going to become infinitely large, but it also doesn't have trample.
Yeah, but it does have creatures with power less than 10 and Lambhold can't block. Part of its text.
Oh, does that put on a +1/+1? Oh!
Uh-huh.
I thought it was on itself. Okay, never mind. Man, your opponent's deck is cool. I am confused about why they're putting these onto Champion of Lambhold and not onto Den Protector, because that would kill you this turn.
Champion of Landhold's text is literally just a full-on, like, aura that says creatures can't block.
Oh, okay. Right, yes.
So... They specifically needed... I mean, they drew 20 cards, so...
Yeah, they drew most of their deck. Well, about half of their deck at that point. It makes sense that they would be able to assemble this at this point.
Are they yielding to the triggers? They should.
Do this so many times. Although they don't actually. They only have to outpace the 16-6. Well, no, you're 22-22.
They have 16 minutes. This is like a null clock thing too. This is a deck where I think we need to include that -X counter thing just as any disruption. Alright, Champion of Lambhold's slowly getting up there. They only have to do this until Champion of Lambhold's becomes a 35-35, and then they win the game. I just want to make sure they know that. No, they only have to do it until Champion Landhold hits 35. I want to see them doing it. Mostly because this isn't infinite. If they start going past the 35, I'll just concede. But if they go to the point where they just have me in combat, they have me in combat, right? Like, I don't care.
This is their first main. They're just gonna swing it with Den Protector and kill us.
Yes.
We don't have to. It's not on the end of this turn.
One more.
We only have 6 life.
We have 6 life. Champion Lambhold just says creatures with powerless and Champion Lambhold cannot block. This is just a static effect that the card has. Which they don't realize? I mean, I guess everybody in the chat is talking about it as well, so... Then again, unknown card in hand, can they afford to make the attack? Yeah, okay, here it comes. Fine. Anyway.
Man, what if you could though?
I know, what if I had a thing there? Anyway, let's get the sideboarding going. This is the only other piece of interaction we have, so we need to bring it in.
If you had Paradox not Paradox Haze, Paradox what? Paradox Zone, and that going at the same time, then you would have been sitting pretty. But
Yeah.
as
Oh,
an aside, I love Paradox Haze.
all right.
It's also a fun card.
Would you like to play first? Yes, please.
I had a deck of Paradox Haze called Untap, Upkeep, 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 and Draw. Song can get you to that, not too hard. So
Yeah, I just need to draw.
a land, and that's actually it because Nissa can just make the creature that you can tap.
Yes.
Love you, Kitchen Finks. Old dumbass oof that is one of like the multiple different oofs and goblins that are part of infinites.
Okay, well, roots. Hey, I think we win 2 turns from now as long as they don't infinite at us. So next turn we Song of Freyalise Toronto, then we Deforest Hermit.
Their infinite was a 3-card infinite. It's not likely that they'll be able to have that early.
They
like
didn't
this.
draw a million cards this time.
Yeah.
So I'm happy for that.
Even if they slammed down Kitchen Finks, I would not expect them to have the additional parts of it.
Okay, there's Perfect Mana Forever because it's their deck. Okay,
Oh, okay, that is one part of it.
That is. That's a not part of it.
Oh, nice. That makes this a lot easier.
Um. Yeah.
You want to try and make Drana be outside of like 3 damage?
I'm mostly thinking of like the Champion of Lambholt, but I don't think we can play around it. I'm a plus.
And 2 turns of minusing.
The idea is that
afterwards.
5 power should be enough to like hold. Now, if they do have the infinite, we're dead. Obviously, they can just infinitely make Champion Lambholt huge, and we're gone. But we don't have any cards to play around that, so we're playing what we can, which is just a large board. All right, well, roots. My hope is that they just are like, well, level ghoul draws or something. That's Journey, sure.
Journey on what?
Drana. It's creature only.
So right, it's creature only, right? Yeah.
Not a question.
You have a backup though. Deforest Hermit is a good backup here.
Yes. So this.
You are allowed to block. No, that's right. Power of Less and Power of Lammold. Sorry. Way that card works is actually a little bit weird.
Mm-hmm. Give an instant. What on earth are we doing?
Getting rid of plants.
We're just cutting my mana off. Would be good if I wasn't holding Deforest Hermit and the ability to play it. That Proliferated gives them one more counter. Oh. Oh. They're kicking off my Saga.
Oh.
Damn.
That's smart. Dang.
Wait a minute. Target creature, huh?
Target creature. Nice. Okay, that helps.
I think I have to minus Nissa because Nissa's already going to be dying here.
Yeah. Get the most value out of Nissa you can here. And then you kill Guldra's assassin for free.
There's a lot of offense we're mounting here, even without the them being able to off the song was very powerful.
Yeah.
That was very well played of them. Okay. So they're at 11. We've got huge, like a very wide board. We have a lot of strong draws left. Sure.
Another one that does it.
That's 2/3 of the combo.
All they need is Sphinx now, and well,
Sphinx in an outlet.
Yeah, so actually it's half of it still.
I think they're still pushing everything. Maybe not the Forest Hermit, but
No, vanishing counters don't do anything on a permanent without vanishing. It needs to have
No.
the ability They don't go anywhere either when you just put vanishing counters on something without vanishing. There's nothing that tells them to remove them, and even if you did, it wouldn't do anything.
Now we're gonna push in like this, see what we get for blocks. One of the good things about this is that we get the Ozolith to like offset a lot of the losses here.
Oh, they didn't choose to pop Kappa. Okay.
Well, Kappa doesn't choose. That's on combat damage to a player.
Oh, right. Yes.
That is not.
That's not remove it off on choice. Right?
Yeah. They could have injured it, I suppose, but. Okay.
And there's Sphinx.
So
they just need the sack outlet.
They don't have a sack outlet yet.
Problem too now is that they do have an infinite blocker that gains them life.
Correct.
So you need to specifically have enough power around them to offset the 2 life on hit.
Yeah. It doesn't trample.
It doesn't trample, but you would get to activate it on the start of combat. Right? No, it's when you kind of enters the battlefield. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, no.
Not when you put counters on something. Might be a good option to put counters on, though.
Yeah.
Reach, at least. Plus, it's something that's more likely to grow larger than the champion.
Hold on, let's do the quick math. If we all out, they have to block with Vizier or remedies. Right?
You do have 5 attackers, and they're taking 4 and gaining 2 life back.
Well, if they say they only blocked 2 creatures,
right?
They block a 3/3 and a 3/3. That'd be a 3/3, a 2/2, and a 2/2. That's their life total.
Right.
So they have to block with Vizier.
They do have to block all out, yeah. And that means that they lose the Vizier. Champion also causes things to come into play with a counter, doesn't it, though?
It itself gains a counter.
Oh, it itself gains the counter. Okay. So, yeah, actually, they wouldn't be able to get permanent Kitchen Finks because they do have to block with the Vizier.
And they're a 1 card. Okay, so we have to do it that way. If we can get the infinite off the table, then that's great.
Mm-hmm.
And we have to attack with the Deep Forest Hermit, which is going to suck because it makes, they can just kill it, but...
Yeah, but it's part of surviving, so... Actually, yeah, that's a good idea, because that forces them to let you take the counters back off of it, right? Like...
Yeah.
It's a temporary investment.
Yeah, the way they have to block here is that they lose Vizier, and then Kitchen Finks is no longer going infinite.
They have 1 card in hand and only 1 mana to do anything with.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the number of cards that would... It's like, what, only like Path or something that would do this for them? Even then,
yeah, it'd be like Path
would only
Swords.
like... Yeah. Swords would be... Well, no, it's like neither of those really matter. It doesn't matter which. You just have to be one of those 2.
Okay.
All right, so that comes back with the -1/-1s. That's good.
So they go to 4.
And then you can...
also let the counters around to go for broke.
Okay, so that's almost certainly done Protector.
Yeah.
That's probably gonna... Well, it's too late for Vizier at this point, because it has the -1/-1 on it. So they would have to get something that gives it a counter first.
Yeah.
To keep its infinite status. Now, the important thing, though, is that if you just get enough power and toughness onto everything...
Honestly, Wildborn, I can make a squirrel token that's big enough that they...
would have... Yeah, they can just attack over the champion, or rather can block the champion or something.
Yeah. Alright, so vanishing. Kingdom for a live draw.
Yeah. Even just a creature would have been great. It doesn't matter which kind.
I guess do we put these all on the plant token then? It forces them to full block it. Yeah. Okay. So they're going to pick up the Kitchen Fink. Cool thing is that basically any creature is live because of Wildborn Preserver.
Even something like Figure of Destiny would actually be great because that means you could just pump real high, right? They were so close to having you dead to fucking rights. Holy shit.
Yeah, that has a mana on it, but okay, so this has a
Yes, but
power.
yeah, it's not infinite, but it is, you know, repeatable and easy. Jesus Christ.
Fuck me. Literally any creature. I no longer have the Abyss because Champion of Lamholt is overwhelming it. They can end step, unmorph, pick up Kitchen Finks, then start sacking for life. Well, no, they don't have them. They don't have the Vizier. Yeah, I guess I have to pass again. So end step, unmorph, Den Protector. Den Protector goes and grabs. Cap Attack Wrecker, maybe? Yeah, they figured it out. Okay. So then the Cap Attack Wrecker using Den Protector as the attacker, pick it up, kill the Ozolith, and then replay Den Protector down, and then now we're no longer on a... Ken would still be a great draw because Ken has a mana outlet. I realize he wouldn't be Wildborn Preserver mana outlet, but he'd still be a mana outlet. Which is all I care about. Okay, so here's Ninjutsu. Then combat damage, they're going to kill the Ozolith, which luckily it's empty. And then they're going to morph down. Okay. This is where I need to draw Bone Shards. Okay. Nope, that's fine.
4 lands running.
There's no fixing that. I mean, dead? $11, $12, $13, $14, $15, $16, $17. If they have a land, I'm dead. On board. That's the most irrelevant body they could possibly play. But they have me dead next turn. Okay, so we got we need to kill them this turn. I don't know how we do that, but we need to. Hey, Ken.
A little bit too late.
You're like 3 turns too late.
Just 2. Because you could get up to third activation, but you couldn't activate it. You'd have to do 2 turns of third activation for it to outpace, I think.
Well, they can just kill me on the spot here.
Yeah. I'm saying, like, if you had gotten it 2 turns ago, that would have at least let you survive.
Yeah. And right now, all they have to do is all out with their board.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I should have held land in that case, but... Yeah.
Move all counters from target creature onto another target creature. Wow. What a sick move here.
All right, did they choose correctly? Fuck.
They did.
Well,
That card, I'm assuming, is most of the time completely unplayable.
Anyway, here's 2020.
Soul Steel!
Okay.
Dang, I'm
That's a cool
gonna be honest,
card.
this cube was actually cooler than I was expecting it to be.
It's got a lot of strange cards, and I love that.
Yeah, a lot of strange cards, a lot of weird play patterns in general, like things that you don't typically see.
Yeah. God, a body was enough in that game, and we just could not get there.
That was a game unfortunately screwed by draws.
Like
There's just nothing.
any body at all gets us like an 8/8 and a 6/6, and then we can attack with like all of our board for some terrible blocks, and then they lose most of their board, and we're able to win. But
Even if you had gotten Wicker Bow Welder, you would have been able to get your Drana back, and Drana would have actually just flown over them. Like
yeah,
because they didn't play anything that had reach or flying. Like they were just entirely on the ground the whole time.
I guess they yeah, their way of killing us, like they again, if they wanted to be aggressive, they could have killed us in the last like 2 turns with just an all out because of champion. Champion gets very, very outrageous. But I think the most consistent part of our deck was having Drana every game, being able to play it, and then having it removed next turn.
Yeah, that's people playing correctly for what it's worth.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's a card you don't actually allow people to keep.
Yeah, this is sweet. I kind of wish we had a little bit deeper sideboard, and obviously, like we're like 1 or 2 cards light on counters, and like 1 kill. Like this planar wide celebration sucks.
Yeah, your deck ended up being a little bit lower to the ground than expected, probably in the long run.
The squirrel doesn't really do much. I think the
we didn't have any.
It would be good with the module. It does like a weird infinite with that. As long as you have money. As you got the cash money millionaire from your forests, but
yeah, but the thing is that the module didn't need the squirrel. The squirrel needed the module,
yeah.
right? Like that's how it works.
Yeah, so like the squirrel out, plain wide celebration out, give us like 1 more creature that does something 1/1 counters and like another kill spell, and then call it good. The most impressive thing I think was our opponent proliferating Song of Freyalise out of killing them. Because if they had not done that,
for sure,
that's game on the spot.
Mm-hmm.
They weren't going to be able to stop that. So,
in fact, that is almost certainly why they even played that card in the first place. It turns out because they only killed a single plant off it otherwise.
Yeah.
So that they played that to kill a single plant that also let you kill their Gul'Draz's assassin, and yet it was still like far and away the most important play that they could have made.
Yeah. So yeah, very fun deck. Really loved being able to run people over with it. Really enjoyed this card here, the Paradox Zone, is
card kicks ass.
Hilarious. So yeah. Anyway, that's gonna be it for tonight. Thank y'all for joining. Thank you, Doc, for jumping on in. Hope you had a good time.
Yeah, it's been a while, so I wanted to hang for this.
Yeah. So the next up draft I've got going on is that on Arena they're doing New Capenna with one of the common slots replaced by a random alchemy card. And I did say if they ever did a draft that included alchemy cards, I would give it a shot to see how that drafted. So I'm interested to see if that in any way shifts New Capenna's format at all. I haven't looked at most of the alchemy cards, but you may have noticed that I haven't been playing New Capenna.
Yeah, my very first witnessing of it was like vaguely positive, but the thing that I have heard after that is that it is actually an incredibly consistently samey format in the long run.
Yeah, one of the big problems is that like one of the shards just beats the other 4 consistently, like 99%. Like it's not close.
And it's Bant one,
The
right?
Bant,
Like,
yes, is the Bant one.
yeah, that's just so much stronger than the others.
It turns out that like shielding as a mechanic is very good, and then also if you look at the commons in white,
Their white commons are ridiculous.
are ridiculous. A lot of their a lot of their stuff is just way more powerful than the other like color combos have. You look at
We're currently in a season of, them overcompensating for a color's weakness for a long time, and
Yep.
unfortunately, it is now currently in the. All right, this is starting to become a little overwhelming, guys.
yeah,
Got to pull it back.
yeah. I mean, yeah, like it's funny them going from white will never get card draw to like
White gets just,
a little bit too much. Like a little bit too much. Like you can't just keep printing like that 2/1 angel. Like come on. The but yeah, it's not divine shield because it stops destruction effects and damage. So
yeah, it's better
it's
divine
better.
shield.
Like if you wrath, it just blocks. But the problem with the format is that like so like it is a 3-color format like in name, but honestly a lot of the time you're pushing for a 2-color plus a splash. And if you take a look at the 2-color combos, white blue and white green are a mile beyond everybody else. Because like blue blacks in like theme plan is very bad. Like blue black is like get threshold of 5 different mana costs, and even if you get it, the payoffs are very low. Whereas like blue white is just like flyers, or like blue green or white green is just like efficient bodies and flyers and shield counters. Rakdos has a sacrifice theming, but the problem with
Sacrifice themings are incredibly swingy, whether they are basically worthless or extremely good. And it depends entirely on just on luck, basically.
Yeah, in my mind, I've seen them like 15 times, and they've been twice. One was when Mayhem Devil was a payoff card, and one was when was in an adventure D&D set, because there was a million sack outlets and really good threatens.
I don't even just mean it from format to format, where that's also obviously a big part of it, but I also mean an individual draft.
Yes.
To make a sacrifice plan work, you need to have so many on-plan cards.
You need to be very deep, yes.
Yeah, and that's hard to get in an inherently random format like a draft.
Yep.
Like, it's actually something that works better in sealed when you just like can judge whether or not you can actually pull it off from looking at your pool.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, they don't really do sealed anymore. So
yeah, they have it as a pre-release format and like it's on MTGA, but yeah. So I want to see if it shifts the format any, and if there's any of the cards that are kind of fun to play with. So that's an upcoming stream, June 6th. That is Monday next week. That is my birthday, so you can expect a good 8-hour stream from like probably like 2 to 10.
Nice.
As is the tradition of the streamer. But I've been
hang out for that if you end up doing that.
Yeah, I'm gonna be just doing. I don't have any one long thing I'm gonna be doing for that. It's gonna be like about 3 or 4 shorter jumping between some games I haven't played that I'm excited to show off, and a couple that I have that I want to finally get working. I've been told rumors of a new Chandelar. So I want to check that out. So see what
Chandamore.
Yeah. So yeah. Anyway. So yeah, that's gonna be it for me. I will catch you, if not tomorrow. I think tomorrow it'll either be something with me and Luke, or it'll be some Slay the Spire, and then on Thursday, Kaz Gnome and I have a multi-world randomizer where I'm playing Hollow Knight, Kaz is playing Secret of Evermore, and Gnome is playing Subnautica, and all 3 games will contain items for the other people.
Really?
Yes.
Those 3 games of all things can be interacted that way.
Correct.
Impressive.
The
modders are fucked up these days.
I know, right? absolutely nonsense. The idea is we wanted to pick 3 games that we hope have reasonably similar finish times, but we're not sure.
Of those, Subnautica can go by very quick if you know exactly what you're doing.
But they're gonna-
Hollow
but-
Knight can be the same. Secret of Evermore is probably the most swingy one, I
Yeah.
guess.
Well,
I
there's
know the guys knows basically all the tricks for Secret of Evermore, though. So.
yeah, like and also like because like one of the things too is that like finishing Subnautica also involves like the chance of where blueprints are. You know,
Yeah.
you need to be able to get the depth modules you need to be able to get deep enough for the end game of that game, and I need to get like double jump and an upgraded nail, like
Mhm.
so
Yeah, you probably might have a kind of a miserable time at the early game, depending on how quickly that happens. If your
Yeah.
shit's in the other games.
You get because like without movement, you get starting area Greenwood. That's it. And no, Greenwood, you actually need a blaster to get through. So you're locked in pretty until you get one movement ability, I think. But we'll see. I haven't played the Hollow Knight I haven't played Hollow Knight since like I've completed it for the first time. So this will be fun because the randomizer. Yeah, I don't know many of the tricks to it, but I think it's gonna be a great time anyway. Again, I'm just stunned to see this like work.
Yeah,
It-
that's ridiculous.
Yeah, last week we did triple Super Metroid with it, which was a lot of fun.
Author Blues is making a joke that might theoretically actually come to pass at some point of multi-world randomizer between fucking Metroid Dread and Breath of the Wild. One that would take like 30 hours to do.
Oh my god. Oh, my favorite part on the supported games on this multi-world randomizer is that Slay the Spire is just on there.
Really?
Yes.
Multiple people playing, well, either Slay the Spire and X, or just multiple people doing Slay the Spire at the same time.
Handing each other relics or packs or cards, like
that would actually kick a lot of ass.
Yeah.
Hey, if you want to do something sometime, just go ahead and hit me up.
All right. Well, I think we can find a time for something like that. Maybe that's something we can set up on Monday. That might be fun. If that works for you.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, this randomizer is wild. So, anyway, that's gonna be it for tonight. Thank you all for joining. Thank you for all the subs. Thank you to everybody hanging out here, having a good time. Yeah. Hope you all have a good night. Everybody.